Most people spend their lives chasing something they believe is valuable, being liked. They want approval from friends, acceptance from coworkers, admiration from strangers, and validation from society. They carefully choose their words, avoid conflict, suppress their opinions, and sacrifice their boundaries in order to maintain a positive image. But according to the lessons often associated with Niccolò Machiavelli, this desire to be liked can become a trap. In fact, one of the harshest truths about power and respect is that the more desperately you seek to be liked, the less respect you often receive. If you want genuine influence, confidence, and authority, there comes a moment when you must stop making popularity your primary goal. Machiavelli observed human nature with ruthless honesty. He understood that people often confuse kindness with weakness and confidence with arrogance. He noticed that individuals who constantly tried to please everyone usually ended up pleasing no one. Why? Because people naturally respect those who have standards, convictions, and the courage to stand by them. When someone changes their behavior to gain approval from every person they meet, they appear uncertain. They communicate that their identity depends on external validation rather than internal principles. One of the biggest mistakes people make is saying yes when they really want to say no. They accept invitations they don't want. They take on responsibilities they don't need. They tolerate disrespect they shouldn't tolerate, all because they're afraid someone might dislike them. Over time, this behavior creates resentment. You begin sacrificing your own happiness to protect the comfort of others. Machiavelli would argue that respect begins the moment you stop prioritizing other people's approval over your own values. Another reason people lose respect is because they avoid conflict at all costs. They believe that keeping everyone happy will create peace. In reality, avoiding necessary conflict often creates larger problems. Imagine someone constantly crossing your boundaries. If you remain silent because you want to be liked, the behavior continues. Respect requires the ability to confront issues when necessary. This doesn't mean becoming aggressive or hostile. It means being willing to stand up for yourself even when it creates temporary discomfort. Machiavelli understood that power often requires making unpopular decisions. Leaders who attempt to satisfy everyone usually fail because different people want different things. Every meaningful decision disappoints someone. If your goal is universal approval, you'll become trapped by indecision. Strong leaders focus on what is necessary rather than what is popular. They understand that criticism is often the price of leadership. One of the harsh realities of life is that some people only value you when they can benefit from you. As long as you're accommodating, agreeable, and easy to manipulate, they'll keep you around. But the moment you establish boundaries, say no, or prioritize your own needs, their attitude changes. This reveals an important truth. Not everyone who likes you actually respects you. Sometimes people like you because you're useful. Respect, on the other hand, comes from recognizing that you cannot be easily controlled. Another lesson from Machiavelli is that mystery creates influence. Many people reveal everything about themselves. They constantly seek attention, approval, and reassurance. But powerful individuals often maintain a degree of privacy. They don't feel compelled to explain every decision, justify every action, or reveal every plan. This creates an aura of confidence because they are not dependent on constant validation from others. Consider how often people apologize unnecessarily. They apologize for expressing opinions. They apologize for setting boundaries. They apologize for taking up space. While genuine apologies are important when you've made a mistake, excessive apologizing signals insecurity. It suggests that you believe your needs, opinions, and presence require permission. Respect grows when you stop apologizing for existing and start communicating with confidence. Many people also confuse niceness with kindness. Niceness is often motivated by fear. A nice person may avoid honesty because they fear rejection. A kind person tells the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, because they care about long-term outcomes. Machiavelli recognized that excessive niceness can make people vulnerable to manipulation. Kindness combined with strength is far more powerful than niceness combined with fear. Another reason being liked can become dangerous is that it encourages conformity. People begin hiding their authentic thoughts to fit in. They silence their ambitions because they fear judgment. They avoid pursuing meaningful goals because they worry about criticism. Over time, they lose touch with their true identity. Respect begins when you stop shaping your life around other people's expectations and start living according to your own principles. It's important to understand that Machiavelli was not suggesting that people should become cruel, selfish, or disrespectful. His lesson was more nuanced. He understood that if forced to choose between being respected and being liked, respect often provides greater long-term influence. People may disagree with you, criticize you, or dislike certain decisions, but they are more likely to respect someone who acts with conviction than someone who constantly seeks approval. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they aren't individuals who tried to satisfy everyone. They stood for something. They made difficult choices. They accepted criticism. They remained true to their values even when it was unpopular. This is the foundation of authentic respect. One of the greatest shifts you can make is learning to become comfortable with being misunderstood. Many people waste enormous energy trying to explain themselves to everyone. They want every person to understand their motives and approve of their decisions. But this is impossible. No matter what you do, some people will misunderstand you. The sooner you accept this reality, the more freedom you'll experience. As you stop chasing approval, you'll notice something surprising. Your confidence grows. Your boundaries strengthen. Your decisions become clearer. You stop wasting energy managing other people's opinions and start focusing on your own growth. Ironically, many people become more respected when they stop trying so hard to be liked. At the end of the day, Machiavelli's brutal rule is simple. Stop making popularity your goal. Focus instead on character, competence, self-respect, and conviction. Not everyone will like you, and that's perfectly fine. Respect is not earned by pleasing everyone. It is earned by standing firm in your values, protecting your boundaries, and acting with confidence even when others disagree. Because the people who change their lives, achieve greatness, and command genuine respect are rarely the people who spent their lives trying to be liked. They are the people who had the courage to be themselves, regardless of who approved.